Good morning, everybody. It's Saturday. I wanted to talk a little bit about Alfie. I went to see him yesterday. He isn't very well. The carer who was with him, he was having his personal care. He was screaming and shouting out, and when I walked in, and I said, he's clearly distressed. Please just take a little bit of time to reassure him, stroke his hand, talk to him. The carers are always saying how busy they are, but Alfie's got a one-to-one, so they shouldn't be too busy to care properly, is what I'm trying to say. Anyhow, his breakfast had been left on the side of the cupboard, barely touched, if it had been touched at all. Sediment of a drink in the bottom of a glass. I said, as Alfie had cereal, he would only eat a couple of spoonfuls, I was told. He was coughing the rest back. Has he had a cup of tea? Not sure. Why aren't they sure? And it all ought to be documented in the green folder anyway. That was yesterday morning. I stayed and I got Alfie a cup of tea, which he drank all of. A mug, I should say, not a cup, a mug of tea. He drank all of it. He had half a pint of milk. He drank all of it. Without hardly any gaps in between. He drank some juice. I gave him the 40 creme build-up that they supply. The carer was saying he doesn't want it. And I said, well, it's not a case of whether he wants it, it's prescribed. And so you have to persevere. He had it perfectly fine off me, as he has done before. This has happened on numerous occasions. And when I left, Alfie was fine. I'd made him a big mug of coffee. Hopefully he was going to eat his lunch. And I walked out and my son was just walking down to meet me, saying, I'll start doing this while I'm talking to you. I've got some soya organic vanilla for Alf, and I'm putting a little bit more than they recommend. I'm putting about half a pint in there because I think it's going to be too thick otherwise. So my son was walking down to meet me, and he said that the previous day he'd had a telephone call from the doctor who goes into the nursing home. I bought some of this for Alfie, the Complan. I don't know why I never thought of it before. I'm giving him the different herbs, but I'm giving him some of this. So my son said the doctor had rang my son the day before as the first point of contact. And 1, 2, it's supposed to be 8 spoons to go in here. It's about 7. And he rang my son and said that your dad has not been well. Bearing in mind I haven't been to see Alfie since last Friday, a week yesterday, because of this court business that's been going on. Normally I'm there every day and taking things into it. The doctor said to my son, your dad's not very well. He's got a cold. He's very weak. If he gets worse and we'll put the next one in. If he gets worse, would you rather he be treated in the nursing home or go into hospital? And my son said, so we'll see how this works with the soya milk. My son said, well, personally, I would rather Dad stayed in the nursing home to be treated, because he's likely to get, pick up all sorts of germs in the hospital, which I agree with. And so the doctor's going to speak to us after the weekend. He said, speak to my son, speak to your mother, and speak to your siblings. Nobody have ever seen these before. They are custard apples, and they taste like apple and custard, $1.99 each. So I'm going to put some of that in also. Got all the pips in that. So I agree that Alfie should be cared for in the nursing home, and hopefully better cared for than he would be in the hospital, and certainly less likely to pick up any further illnesses. That was clever. Not doing too well this morning. I broke a plate when I was cleaning out a stone container that I need to use later, and I dropped it in the sink. Fortunately, it fell in the bowl and not the sink itself. God, there's loads of pips in this. Anyway, that was that. Alfie, we want him to be treated in the nursing home. But the doctor also said your dad's very poorly. Alfie's very poorly at the moment. And would me, be willing to sign a do not resuscitate form? My answer to that has always been and remains no, I won't. I have my own reasons and my own beliefs about what happens, even though it's said that, these forms are just in case, something happens and they don't want to be too aggressive with their treatment of the person who might be unlikely to survive anyway. I wouldn't sign it when Alfie was in hospital 4 years ago. I don't believe that had I signed it, Alfie would be here now. And I'm certainly not going to sign it. My children know my view on it. They agree, happily. And Alfie and I, it's something that, in passing, like you discuss when you're with somebody for a long time, what your beliefs are and, how you feel about certain things, illnesses and insurances and goodness knows what have you. And I know, having been with Al for 54 years, I know what his reaction would be also. And I will not go against his wishes, and I will not go against my beliefs. So it's an adamant no from me. I will not sign a do not resuscitate form. No way. Excuse me a second. So the doctor will be speaking to my son and myself, and possibly my other son and daughter next week. But the position on that won't change. As I say, I didn't know until I'd come out that Alfie hadn't been eating, hadn't been drinking. Fact of the matter is, and I keep saying it, and I've said it numerous occasions, numerous times to the nursing home management and the nurses, that Alfie must be persevered with. He will turn food away and drink away. Well, actually, he rarely turns drink away, but he will hold food in his mouth because with the dementia, he's forgetting to swallow. And all it is a case of persevering with him. And if I can get Alfie to eat and drink, then surely trained staff should be able to get Alf to eat and drink. When my son and his partner went in on Thursday to see their dad, he wasn't very well, as the doctor had indicated, and the carer said, "Do you mind if I go for a break whilst you're here?" And my son said, "You know, that's okay, you go." She said Alfie hadn't been drinking. Well, Alfie had, straight off from my son, one after the other, 5, about that size, 5 cups of juice. He was dehydrated, he was thirsty. And the carer who was with him was the same carer who was there yesterday, apparently, and the one who I had to say, you know, with some of them, it's like talking to a stone, trying to get through to them, that the eventual outcome, if somebody is not eating and somebody is not drinking, the outcome will be that they die. Doesn't take a genius, does it? So Alfie's weight looks as though, after all the hard work of getting it up from 7.5 to over 8 stone, looks as though it's diminishing again, because I haven't been in because of this damn court case. And it's just a case of trying my hardest now to do all I can to build him up and keep him happy. And that's all I can do. And the rest, ooh, this looks lovely and thick. And the rest is going to be dependent on the nursing care. And the nursing care should be there. One other thing that I've taken issue about, Alfie's got loads of night clothes, loads of pyjamas, a lot have gone missing, I've replaced them, you know, but I'm going in the morning before he's dressed some mornings, and he's actually been put to bed in simply a t-shirt. He had a weighted blanket, which they tended not to make the bed properly, and I thought, oh, it's too heavy for them, I'll work with them, I'll go back to using a duvet. So we've got the duvet. I'm finding that Alfie's been put to bed in a t-shirt and with a throw over him, not the duvet, no pyjamas. And there's just no sense to it. You know, he's got one-to-one care, as I say. And it seems to me to be that the permanent staff feel that the one-to-one should take responsibility for everything and they don't need to do anything, which is rubbish, because they still have a responsibility to Alfie. or the one-to-one is going in and not asking questions, not using their initiative, not using any common sense. Alfie cannot ask for a drink. It has to be proffered, and it has to be, urged. He has to be prompted all the time. And I know that one of the carers came into the one-to-one yesterday and said, after I'd said something about, look how he's thirsty, and she came in and she said to the one-to-one, the nurse said that you've got to push the drinks every 20 minutes. He must have something to drink. This carer didn't offer Alfie any drink whilst I was there, in the hours I was there, and I did the drinks, and his 40 Clem, as I say, she said he didn't want it, and I said he has to have it, so I gave him that, no problem whatsoever. He ate 2 pieces of cheese, no problem whatsoever. And it's making me wonder how and why, if I can do it, the carers can't. Excuse me for a second, because I'm going to just blend this and I don't want to burst your eardrums. Okay, like the little jackets they put on the apples. So that's the situation with Alfie. It's a case of just continuing to do what I can to give him as much good stuff as I can. Look at that. Beautiful. All of his cups keep going missing. I think there's another one found yesterday. I think there's three out of 7 of the Systema soup mugs. So I got these cheap for £1, and I've also bought these, which I shall use. So I'll give Alfie half of that, or maybe all of that whilst I'm there, together with oh, it's lovely, it really is nice. I think because this is made with milk, soya milk, and not water, you can make it with water. So I think, which will bring it up to around about 250 calories. So because I've made it with milk, I can probably, a little bit of apple, I can probably add another 150 calories onto that. So Alfie will have that. And I've also got, it's like a cheesecake, but because of the difficulty swallowing the bottom, it's a very, very soft sponge and cream. So I'm taking that. And I've also got this, which is made in the speciality cake shop hereabouts. I'll just sellotape it. Some of it's come off. and it's chocolate all the way through. It's very, 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 very soft sponge, and it's made without eggs. And they're absolutely beautiful. I mean, a whole one is too much for Alfie, so he'd probably have half and I'd keep half, but I'm going to keep that and take it in the morning, because for the simple reason that if I leave it for him to have this afternoon, in all probability it won't be given. Unfortunately, that's what the situation is. You know, and because I haven't been in because of the court business, and I haven't been able to go and see Alfie, as I say, he's deteriorating again and is quite poorly. So I wanted to update people here, family and friends, and ask you to send, you know, I believe in the power of prayer, you know, I believe in the power of positive thought. So I would ask you for both in regard to Alfie this weekend, and I'll speak to you soon. God bless. Bye bye.